Stepping out the cage of your matrix, you can't hold me. The most high power, my strength, you can't fold me. No fear in my heart, your system, you can't control me. Creditor mentality, debtors get from around me. Operating spirit and truth with overstanding. Wisdom from experience and life and making choices. Waking out of sleep in the belly of the beast, in the valley of the dry bone. Prophesying to my people, will they ever live again? Open eyes to see again, or will they just remain dead? Lost in the sea of sin, fighting over notes of value that won't get paid back. You had me when I was asleep, now I'm woke, I call this payback. Principalities in your powers is no match for he. The both side power that's with me, so no weapon formed against me will ever prosper to kill me. Cause the power that's with me greater than any power against me.
I once was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again. I once was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again.
I won't argue, fuss, and fight with you, cause that's just what a debtor do. I'm here to speak with you, receive it or not, but that's on you. Just know that I did my job, your blood won't be on my hands. Ask questions, so you can overstand. Plant your feet and stand as a man, but your foundation can't be built on sand. Build your house with all bricks, so the big bad wolf can't blow it down. Proper preparation, cause the end is now.
Was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again. I once was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I once was blind, but now I see. Now I see. I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again.
They say that ain't normal, they calling me insane. They look at me crazy like I just lost my brain. But I must be crazy, cause I ain't playing your game. You manipulator, people trying to use us for gain. Boy, the devil is alive, you think I'ma stand by and let you do me? Boy, I ain't sleep, with my eyes wide open, holding the light in the dark. Looking the death in his eyes, you can't give me but nice tries.
I once was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again. I once was blind, but now I see. I open my eyes, now I will never be a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again, a debtor again.
Shalom. First of all, thank you. Those of you that's actually taking the time to watch this video could very well save you a lot of financial woes. And I encourage you to listen to this video at least 5 times and share it with as many people as possible. Not to enable me to gain YouTube hits, but to educate as many people as possible. As far as Harvey Dent is concerned and Heather Tucci, understand this, that Heather is giving you some information, but she's not giving you full disclosure. It's essential that you know that you should not try any of this in the status of a debtor. You should not try to access a TDA account in the status of a debtor. You cannot be a ward of the state and access anything and control anything, because you cannot do that under a corporate ward status. This is pertinent information that both Harvey Dent and Heather Tucci should be putting out, and they're not doing that. They may go back and try and put it out forthwith here in this video, but it's essential that you do not try to access that TDA account as a debtor. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm asking those of you that has went out and you've accessed this TDA account under the status of a debtor, I'm asking you to come forward, be a man, be a woman, and admit that now they're asking for you to go back and pay everything that you've actually taken from this account. In other words, now you're faced with a lot of reversals. So if you will be honest for one time in your life, your brother Tazadaq, this is Tazadaq talking to you, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. If you people will be honest, you've been hit with reversals. And if you do not come forward and admit this, you're going to cause more and more people to undergo a lot of problems that they could otherwise avoid. So I'm asking you as your brother, because I know this, man. I dealt with this about 12 years ago with some brothers. And if you are in a debtor status, they're going to hit you with reversals. So I'm telling you, family, leave the TDA account alone. Become a secured party creditor. Leave the TDA account alone and do this stuff appropriately by learning and studying what I've been asking you to do. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you for any money. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just asking you, if you ever listen to me any time in your life, leave the TDA account alone and let Harvey Dent and Heather Tucci do their thing, because they're not for you, Yasha Allah. They're not for you. They're not giving you right knowledge, because either they would tell you everything or, everything. Otherwise, it's not right knowledge, because either you're all right or you're not right at all. Heed this knowledge. Success, many will love you for it, but the majority will hate you. So on your journey to becoming successful as a secured party creditor, there's going to be a lot of carcasses on that road. There's going to be a lot of carcasses of the Angel Poppies, the Mark Baltimores that tried and fell, and they hated Tazadaq because of his success. There's going to be a lot of carcasses that was actually demise because of following those like the Harvey Dents, the Heather Tucci's, that's actually only giving you some of the information, but they're not giving you all of the information. On the road to success, you must realize that either you're all right or you're not right at all. That's a statement worthy of repeating. So it's either you're all right or you're not right at all. You will not have success withdrawing or discharging anything from a TDA account if you're not in the status of a secured party creditor. You will not have success as a secured party creditor by just simply putting documents on the record. To be successful as a secured party creditor, you must study. You must study. You must study. And if you ask me what to do next, like one of my great brothers that inspired me, I would tell you to study yourself. Success. Many will love you for it, but the majority will hate you. The majority is sipping on haterade, waiting and praying for your demise, waiting and praying for your failure. If you want to be successful at what it is that you're trying to do with this Treasury direct account, you must first be out from under a corporate ward status. You must be under the capacity of a secured party creditor, because your Treasury direct account is essentially your birth certificate bond. You've been shown the routing numbers. I put out videos with that years ago. The information is there, but you're not having success because you've not applied the information appropriately. So what I need you to do is to go back to my channel, the Deprogram Enlightener, and my other channel, the Undaunted National, and watch all of the videos that's dealing with commerce from start to finish. You want a foundation? That is your foundation. And then you are to get my books, The Infliction of Commerce and Commercial Warfare, the second edition, and The Real Hebrew Israelites versus Edom and Khazariah. Well, if you want success, that's how you get success. I'm giving you the avenue that you must travel for success. Get Brian Blum's book, Contracts, Examples, and Explanation. Get a Webster's 4th edition dictionary and get a Black Laws Dictionary 4th edition. Because on the road to success, there's going to be struggle. There's going to be difficulties. And there's going to be hardship. But if you endure, then you will be successful. Success. Many will love you for it, but the majority will hate you. Tazadaq Shaw. Tazadaq Shaw on Facebook and Tazadaq Kasab on Facebook. Tazadaq on Twitter. Tazadaq on Instagram. Shalom, Kwam, Yasha Allah. Hey, Shalom, Yasha Allah. Once again, you're not under the sounds of the voice of your brother. I'm Tazadaq. Again, about to hit the UFC gym. Go and get my little workout on. I try and stay fit, like spiritually, mentally, and physically. But I wanted to talk to you again about the whole TDA thing, Harvey Dent, Heather, Tucci, this guy Randy, and how you guys are actually essentially being misled. So before I begin, I'm going to say, this is not legal advice. I did not offer legal advice. If you need legal advice, seek yourself a competent counsel, and then please be advised. Everything I give you is for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. This is not to be taken as legal advice. So, I want to say this. A lot of you're loyal Harvey Dent, and Heather Tucci followers and fans, but you're gonna find out it's gonna get you caught up. Now, one of the first things that I want you to do, I don't want you to believe what I say. It's the difference between myself and others. I tell you, do not believe me. Go and check it out for yourselves. And I chastise a lot of you. Why? Because I come in the spirit of my Father. And the scriptures say the Father chastised those whom that he loved. In the book of Hebrew 12 verse 6, it says, for whom the Father loveth, he chastiseth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So you're not going to come to the Father without actually undergoing chastisement. Yahweh Shah came in, the image and likeness and the spirit of God himself. He said, I and my Father are one. And what he meant by that is that he was so in tune with the Father. He didn't mean that they was the same entity. He mean that he was so in tune with the Father. He was so like the Father that he emulated the Father so much that his thinking became the thoughts of the Most High. His ways became the ways of the Most High. And so if you act like God and you think like God, what have you become? You become an agent of God and a God. So if you want to be accepted by the Father, you're going to have to put off your old ways and take on the new. But, our people are so gullible, so they'll follow Esau, they'll follow Heather, they will follow Harvey Dent, and he might say, well, yeah, go and file a UCC1. But that's not the gist of all of it. That's not all you need to do to correct your status. A debtor
cannot own anything. I'm going to say that again. A debtor cannot own anything. So I have actually told you time and again, the first thing that you will actually have to do is to become a secured party creditor. And that means more than filing just a UCC-1. A simple UCC-1 is not enough to correct your status. So our people are so naive that they will actually believe that, oh, well, the TDA is real, the Treasury direct account, and it is. But there's certain ways, there's specific ways that you're supposed to discharge a set of debts with that particular account, which is actually built around your birth certificate bond. There is such an account. Back in the day, see, I'm not new to this. If you look at my history, back in the day, we used to refer to this as being the executor of your estate. So let me tell you a little story before, I give you a little more information. There was me. There is this former NFL football player. I'm not going to put names out there. And there was this guy named Jack, so-called white man, Edomite, for those of you, like to deal with skin color and so on and so forth. But anyways, we decided to become executor of our estates, and we was actually going to create these treasury bonds on some offshore accounts and offshore bankings. So before we done these bonds, Jack decided to go ahead and become the executor of his estate. To give you a brief synopsis of what that is that, when a person dies, and remember, at your birth, your mother informed on you. So even though that there was a birth certificate that represent your life, there should have been a death certificate that represented the death of the living soul, because a joinder was created with, the debtor, and the debtor took over, what is supposed to be the creditor. So essentially, you became a dead person, because you only existed on paper in all capital letters. So there was a birth and there's a death. But most people really don't get that. So, people come to me and say, well, Tazadaq, I don't understand this. Can you teach me? I tell them to go back and watch all of my videos, because this is the only way you're really going to get a clear and precise understanding. And get my books, The Infliction of Commerce. Get my books, Commercial Warfare, the 2nd edition. And get my book, The Real Hebrew Israelites versus Edom and Khazari. I'm not really trying to promote my books. I'm trying to show you how to learn this stuff properly. Get Brian Blum's book, Contracts, Examples, and Explanation. Get a Black Lord's Dictionary, 4th edition. And get a Webster's Dictionary, 4th edition. Reason being is because you really need to understand the proper usage of words to overcome this aphasia. And you have to stop behaving like a debtor. You have to stop the confrontations. You have to stop wanting to argue, because that's what debtors do. This is how you've actually been taught to think and behave like a debtor. So when I chastise you, and if I say something and it sounds rather slick, you think I'm doing it because I hate you, but I'm trying to teach you. And I'm giving you tough love. But you don't understand that. But back to the story. See, Jack, before we decided to set up these offshore bonds, Jack actually, now we're all creditors, by the way. We all became secured party creditors, by the way. Now Jack, the ex-football player may be watching this video right now. But, Jack, he went on and he became the executor of his estate. An executor, so when a person dies, they appoint someone as an executor, usually an attorney or someone, and that manages all of the affairs. So essentially, when you become a secured party creditor, you're becoming executor of the estate of the dead person, who's the corporate fiction, who's the corporate construct. But most people don't understand it on this level, so they don't get it. And this is what this Treasury direct account is all about. You're becoming the executor of the estate, but you need to manage the estate correctly, and you cannot do it in a corporate ward status. You cannot do it in a debtor status. These people will get you locked up. And by the way, everyone out there that's done this and follow Harvey Dent and follow Heather Tucci, all of you that has done this, I could almost guarantee you 99.9% that these people are saying that you got to repay these funds back. And if you're an honest man, you're an honest woman, I challenge you to come forward and expose this so people will know it. Because if you're in a corporate ward status, you cannot go and do this. Understand that. Understand that. And if you don't come forward, then you're not honorable. And some of you, you know what I'm saying right now. You can feel this. You know what I'm saying is true, right, and exact. That these fiats that you've actually withdrawn, these funds, they have actually been like thrown back at you to repay. Now, what are you gonna do? And I'm gonna hit you with something. All of you out there that hustle and used to hustle, you know that when you get indicted, when you catch a case, your entire stash becomes attorney fees. So everything that you think you've actually earned become attorney fees, and they will drain you. And if you go into any federal case and you have an attorney, guess what? 99% of the times, you're going to jail. Now, I'm speaking from history. I'm not some Johnny-come-lately dude that, you know, trying to learn this overnight. I'm not one of your Harvey Dents, man. I've been studying this for years. Over 10 years. You know what I mean? So you really need to listen. So I'm really challenging all of you that's done this. Yeah, you're going to get something in the beginning. You're going to get something, but they're going to go and check you out. They're going to go and find out that you're in a debtor status, and you're going to have to pay all of that back. And if you don't, you're going to end up locked up. Now, you're going to remember that Tazadaq Shaw told you that. So anyways, back to my story. Like Jack, he decided to become the executor of his estate. He tapped in. He's doing the same thing. This is nothing new. I'm talking, this was in the 90s. He tapped into, you know, his account, this Treasury direct account, and he started withdrawing funds. You know, so, you know, Jack suddenly disappears. Trying to call him, Jack's not answering his phone. You know, we don't hear from Jack for a few months. Suddenly one day we're on a conference call, and this is actually around the time that I had just met my people's Baran Brown, and I was building with him out of Delaware. Peace to Baran Brown, by the way. Hopefully you're doing all right in your music thing. But, you know, I got a call when I was on a conference call, not with Baran, but with the ex-football, you know, player, and Jack. You know, I put him in, I conferenced him in, and he was like, "Y'all can't talk to you very long." I mean, the guy sounded very scary and intimidated. And this guy had much knowledge. You know, he was getting people out of prison, charging the families $5,000 to get them out of prison, showing them how to get them out of prison. Some of the information that I've actually put online and given to you for free. And many of you, you're still unworthy. Like, the video's out there. But nevertheless, he stopped getting cats out of prison because they was claiming that they was going to pay him $5,000. They would pay something down and weren't giving nothing. But he said on the phone, he said, "Listen, Tazadaq, whatever you do, leave the estate alone. Do not withdraw funds from the estate." He said, "Ever since I withdraw funds from the estate and I became executor, I've had heat from the Alphabet Boys. I've been getting threats. They threaten my life, and I've been on the run." I'm not making this up, man. I got better things to do than to sit around and make this up. And so he talked to me and the other brother about 1.5 minutes and said, "I gotta go." Didn't hear from Jack for another 4 months, and we would get another sporadic call from him, you know, anonymous number or whatever. Then he said he was tossing it, you know, the phone. So he was on the run. And so he said, "Whatever you do, do not become executor of the estate. Do not tap into this because it brought me lots of trouble and problems." So I just took heed to it. So now, right here in 2017, you got people like Harvey Dent, Heather Tucci thinking that this is new, the whole TDA thing. Man, I showed you this in my accepted for value videos about the bank routing numbers and the number on the back of your social security card 10 years ago. But it went over your head. You didn't comprehend. But I also told you that you had to be in a creditor status. You cannot do this as a debtor. And the way that they're doing it, I disagree with it. I do not agree with it. You know, so I challenge You know, and I don't engage in polemics. I'm not talking about arguments or anything like that, because that's what debtors do. But I challenge you, Harvey Dent, and I challenge you, Heather, to to sit down, or in an open forum, you prove to me that you could show me a law that enables a debtor to withdraw money from a TDA account. You can't show me that law. There is no such law. Now, I could show you where we could discharge and settle off public debts on the public side, but not on the private side. See, to tell our people to do this, and without giving them right knowledge and teaching them proper, then you're setting them up for failure, and you're setting them up for some serious penalties. And I'm going to hit you with something, family. Like, the IRS, they will come after you, but watch this. The IRS really don't. This is what I know, because I have friends in different places, because that's how I move. If I need to move on the street side, then I'll move on the street side. But if I need to move, on a professional venue, then I can move in a professional venue. And what I know from talking to IRS agents that actually literally work for the IRS is the IRS, even though they have a badge, they don't have the authority to come in and say, give me this, I want this, and raid your home. They could come in and say it, but they don't have the authority for educational purposes only. The people that really have that authority is the ATF. So that's why, when you saw the IRS run up in, the Church of Israel, Light of God and Jesus Christ, when they invaded them in Harlem, they brought the ATF. So many of you didn't know what you was looking at, but I knew what I was looking at, because the ATF is the one that actually have the authority to run up in and say, give me this. We're taking it safe. We're taking everything. Understand that. So when they come, they're coming. So you could listen to your brother Tazadaq, or you could listen to Harvey Dent that's telling you all you have to do is file a UCC1 or something. No. You have to be a secure party creditor, because if you are a debtor and you're trying to do this, you're just as bad as the people out there that, has the people in the positions that they're in. That's, ripping the people off, just keeping the people in a corporate ward status. Because if you're a debtor and you're saying, oh, I could do this, I do this, I'm competent to handle my own affairs. No, you do not. Why? Because of contract law. What is the contract law? The UCC codes. The Constitution, man, they've stepped on it. So pretty much, the UCC is pretty much their new Constitution. This system, and to the sister that say, well, the government's just about over. Where the hell have you been? The government has actually been controlled, man, by the banksters for almost 100 years. So anyone that's telling me, well, this government's just about over, for educational purposes, I know that you're still plugged into the matrix and you really don't understand how this thing is going down. You really don't understand. You're just pretending and you're placating on folks' emotions. So this is why I've been telling you it's a de facto, existing in fact, but not officially established. So it's a de facto. This is why you can't really speak on the Constitution in these courts. Why? Because the UCC is governing everything. So this is why your brother Tazadaq is teaching you, and you really don't get it. Even if you don't get it, you should at least listen, because I'm speaking from experience. So I'm telling you to get Brian Blum's book and my books. Why? Because it's teaching you about contract law. Because that is the law of this land. The UCC codes, UCC is the supreme law of the land, man. And that's all governed by contract. So I say that contract is law and law is contract, because contracts govern everything. So you never go in and, argue the facts, debate about the facts. You argue the contract, because that's the law. Understand that. The contract is the law. And the law is contract. So, all of you out there that you still want to follow Harvey Dent, and I don't hear these people telling you, well, you got to be in a secure party creditor status to be able to do anything. Because guess what? You have no rights as a debtor, as a corporate fiction, as a straw man, as a corporate construct. What you have is privileges. You are a 14th Amendment citizen, and everything that's in their statutes, their codes, their rules, their regulations apply to you because you are a party to it. You consented. So even if you didn't consent initially, your mother informed on you because she was the informant on the live record of birth that was sent up to the Department of Vital Statistics, where the birth certificate bond was created, and essentially gave you over to the state. And Donald Trump becomes your daddy. So in order to get out of this, you have to do the revocation of power of attorney, the whole harmless agreement, the other forms for educational purposes, and so on and so forth, not just a UCC 1. And all of the Moors that's saying that, well, you don't have to do a UCC 1, stop it. Stop. You're misleading folks. If there's no lien against the debtor, how are you going to control him? Stop telling people the only thing they have to do is to change their name and nationality. Because if you want to operate in commerce, and all you do, unless you're going to be sovereign, have your own nation, get your own land, and set up your own community, unless you're going to be sovereign, you need to know how to operate in commerce. And if you operate in commerce, you need to know how to do it properly, which is why I'm telling you to get my book, The Infliction of Commerce, and my third book, Commercial Warfare, the second edition, because it tells you and shows you how I actually operate in commerce when I need be. If not, I don't do it. See, just because you have a driver's license does not mean that you're essentially operating under that particular capacity at the time that a constable on patrol, a cop, pulls you over. Do you understand? Do you understand? So again, it's all about contract law. TDA, all of this is all about contract law. Contract is law, law is contract. So what I'm doing is I'm challenging each and every one of you, each and every one out there that is actually tapped into your TDA account. I challenge you to actually be honorable and come forward and admit that now you received a notice stating that you got to pay these funds back. Because I know this is what goes down. I know people that's done it in the past, and I saw what happened to them. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not an honorable man or woman. You're not an honorable man or woman. So if you are honorable, put under this video that you tapped into your TDA account, and now you've been given an order to pay it back. Be honorable. I'm not making this up, man. And some of you're feeling what I'm saying right now because you're looking in my eyes and say, damn, that dude's telling the truth. I should have listened to him. Some of you have already contacted me and said, Tazadaq, you're right. I received something stating that I got to pay all of this back. So you go and get this for a hot minute, and now they're saying you got to pay it back. And guess what? When you don't, the alphabet boys will become knocking on your door. Last thing, Heather Tucci is not a reliable source. Now, even though she may be in the status of a secure party creditor, I don't know. I didn't go and check that out. But I'll tell you this. She is not a practicing lawyer. So why did she make a video? She's on the phone pretending to be talking to someone on the phone, because if she was really talking to someone and she was making a video of it, why not put it on speaker? Why not keep it a buck? Why not? Why not let the listeners hear it? See, they're placating on your emotions, man. And our people, they want a quick fix. So you're so damn gullible, you're following just about anyone. So why was she on the phone and saying that she's Randy's lawyer if she no longer has their so-called license? They really don't have a license. What they have is a bar card to practice law. If she don't have that, how can she be his lawyer? Why is she on the phone seeing that? Because of deception. I need you to hear me, family. I'm giving you love. I'm giving you love. Tough love. Though you may not want to hear it, I'm giving you love. So again, those of you that's watching this video, you can tell Harvey Dent, Tazadaq Shaw has issued a challenge to shut him down and to shut Heather down, to stop giving the people bits and pieces of information. Because watch this. Either you're all right or you're not right at all. If you're telling people to tap into a TDA account, you need to tell them that you can't do this in a corporate ward status, that you cannot be a debtor, that you have to be a secure party creditors, and there's other procedures and steps that you should actually take to actually properly do this. And the way that they're telling you to do it is off. It's off as hell. So family, again, share this video, like this video. If you share this video with some people, it's gonna save some people a lot of hardships and troubles, and struggles. Because some of you that done this, I'm quite sure right now you're wishing that you did not tap into that TDA account. And those are the people that I primarily want to see respond to this video and be honest and say that you've actually been ordered to pay it back. I'm just looking for honesty right here, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to expose those people out there that's using you as sheep that's being led to the slaughter so they can sit back and see what happens and then go from that. Because unbeknownst to many of you, Heather has actually already got a man locked up behind this bond scam that she was pulling. So people that just pop up overnight, man, check them out. Go and check. See if Heather is a practicing attorney. And if she's not, why is she claiming to be the attorney for this guy, Randy? That's a question. So I'm saying be careful and question everything. Everything that I tell you, I always suggest that you go out and check it out for yourself. Anyone that's not telling you that is setting you up for failure. It's a wolf, and you're the sheep that's being led to the slaughter. So, much love to everybody out there that's actually been giving me love. And, to all of you that's actually been in your emotions and acting like debtors, I pray that you could actually one day overcome that. But you cannot, access a TDA account legally in a debtor capacity. Now, I want you to think of it in the terms of actually writing a fake check. If you write a fake check and you don't have any money in your account, you may get away with that for a while until they discovered that this guy don't have any money. It used to be you had to pay the money back. Now they would actually send the authorities for you to pick you up. It's kind of like that, with the TDA. If you're in a corporate ward status, if you are a debtor, if you are not in the proper status, if you are not a secure party creditor, it is illegal for you to try and A for V, to, go into a TDA account or anything, because you don't have standing. You are really a slave, man. And you're really still in the matrix, but what you're doing is you're lying, pretending that you're in a creditor status. I'm trying to make this as simplistic as possible so that you can really grasp the concept, that I'm trying to paint this image in your head so that you can see this clearly. Debtors are really like slaves on a plantation, man. The matrix is your plantation. And you signed up. You agreed. So, unless you take yourself out from under that corporate ward status, you don't have rights. You don't have right to any account. You have privileges. And the people that give you privileges will determine what you can and what you cannot do. So if you're going to teach them correctly, Harvey. If you're going to teach them correctly, Heather. Teach them to first become a secure party creditor and learn this stuff and not just jump into it, because there's going to be a lot of miserable souls out there. So I'm coming at you through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. I'm coming at you through the spirit of God in Christ, so that many of you could understand. Anyone else that's not coming at you through that spirit is coming with a different kind of spirit. Understand that. I'm a spiritual man. I'm an honorable man. I'm not going to tell you to do something unless I've experienced it myself or I dealt with someone that's experienced it. I'm not going to set you up for failure. I'm not going to do that. Some of you call it karma. I keep the scripture and say what goes around comes around. You're going to reap what you sow, Harvey. Heather, if you're going to teach them right. Stop misleading the people. Our people need to stop being so gullible, man. Stop misleading our people. Harvey Dent, if you're going to teach them the right way. Teach them to first become secure party creditors. If you want to become a creditor, it's really not as simple as you think. This is not just about putting documents on the record. You really have to learn. And when I tell people that, they really don't want to do it. Our people always want to take a shortcut on something, but you really got to learn. You got to get these books that I tell you to get. You got to study so that if you're actually asked questions, you can respond from the capacity of a king, from the capacity of a creditor, and not as a debtor. Creditors don't ask questions that they don't know the answer to, because that sets you up for failure. That's what debtors do. Creditors do not make statements, because once you make a statement, they're going to challenge you to prove it. And you can't prove anything. Creditors don't deal with the facts, because the facts are on the moon, the facts are on Mars. It's not about the facts. That's a distraction to distract you. Creditors deal with the contract, because the contract is the law. And the law is a contract. And this setup, it's all ran by the banksters, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. These are controlling your banks. These are controlling what you refer to as government. That's who's controlling the government, so-called government. It's a de facto. It's not really a government. But some of you don't really believe that. So with that, I'm going to bring this to an end. I'm going to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, to everyone for listening. Tazadaq, son and Noor. Shalom.